Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Wednesday the 18th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day outside. Hot, sunny, little tiny breeze, but beautiful day overall. Gorgeous day. Got up this morning fairly early, got the dogs taken care of, all the good fun stuff that comes with it. Did not feel I had time to jump in the hot tub. I had too much other stuff going on. Just kind of had to get things around and get things done. So went ahead, got a few things taken care of, got the dogs fed. One of the dogs is diabetic, so I have to feed him and then make sure he eats it all, and then I gotta wait 15 minutes to give him an injection and all that good fun stuff, which becomes a bit of a pain in the butt because I can't just like leave the food down and take off and go for a run or do whatever kind of thing stuff, because if he gets uneaten, I don't know when he finished eating, and so on and so forth. So got him, luckily he eats pretty good most of the time, so he went ahead and ate pretty good. So I got his shot done, got their dogs fed, got them taken care of, and then I had to run over and pick up another dog, which is this puppy right back here. Went over, picked him up, everything was going good. On the way there, I had a little mini freak out because I knew I had another dog get dropped off, and I was like, oh crap, they're coming when I'm gonna be gone, and I'm like, oh god, this is bad kind of thing. I literally had a mini freak out to the point that I immediately called my wife, and I'm like, hey, I get, kind of crap. I'm like, call me as soon as you get a chance. And then I was like, okay. And then before she called me, which was not that long, it was a few minutes long, I realized they were dropping the dog off an hour later than I thought it was. And I think I knew what time they were dropping the dog off. I think I just thought it was the wrong time of morning for me right now. Like it was an hour earlier in the morning than I thought it was. So somehow my brain thought it was later than it was. So I was like, never mind. She called me and I'm like, I got it all figured out. I had a little mini freak out. I thought I needed your help, but I didn't. I'm all good. And then I was just like, no problem. So I stopped by, picked up the dog, and then we ran up to Daytona to drop off the earnest money check for our house we're buying. Dropped off that $5,000 check at the title office. Went to the wrong spot, and I'm like looking for blah blah. And she says, oh no, they're over here. Same number, same complex. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like on the opposite of the parking lot. It's the same suite number, same everything. It's how, I have no idea. So she goes, it happens all the time, and I'm like, okay, cool. And it's funny because it probably happens to them all the time, and it rarely happens to them because they're like on a dead end road, and that's the first one you come to, and that's the first. So they probably get it, and the other company gets none of it. So it's what it is. So went in, basically gave them the money. It was funny because the lady I was like, I just need to drop it off to the secretary. I don't care what time they open up. And I got there about a half an hour after they opened, maybe 45 minutes after they opened. And the lady who I felt that she had to talk to me, like, I don't know why I couldn't drop the secretary. Well, she had just gotten there, so she's starting her day off a little on the later side, which, hey, whatever's good for you, I don't care. So they had to give me a copy of your receipts and stuff, and I'm like, I don't really need that. Like, you have my check, I'll have a canceled check that says you took my money, so not a big deal, and so on and so forth. And she was kind of like really confused because she's like, well, I thought we were going to give you wiring instructions. Says, yes, but I don't trust wiring instructions, so I'm more in the world of, hey, why don't we go ahead and say the hell with this, and I'll just bring you a check because it can't get spoofed, it can't get hacked, it can't get stolen, and so on and so forth. I said, no different than you when I buy the house. I'd much rather bring you, $330,000 cash in a suitcase. I feel safer in that than wiring it to what may be a routing number that goes wrong and all that good stuff. And they're, since it's like running a test run, and they wouldn't, when I took my mortgage, they sent me, a couple $100,000 in the wire. They would not run a small amount. But I think with mine, I don't give a shit. I'm going to probably the day before actual closing, I'm probably going to send them like $20 or something and have them tell me how much I sent them to prove that it's the right amount. And if they don't like it, then they'll have to just figure out a different way of getting the money, because I really do not feel like sending actually earns my $325,000 to some dude in Nigeria, because they spoofed the damn, thing. And it's got 2 dots in the email somewhere, and it's whatever. So not really a big fan of that crap. Just like when we paid off our last mortgage, I was all paranoid. I went in, I triple checked everything, went into the Wells Fargo, handed them all the information and said, this is on you now. Like, if this screws up, this is 100% on you. This is your fault. You're doing it, and so on and so forth. And they're like, yep, we got it all figured out, and they did it, and it went fine. But a buddy of mine, Jimmy, he almost lost 50 grand on one, because like literally he was ready to send it. So I was like, something don't quite feel right. And they called the number, like, yep, they kind of and it's like, that didn't sound right. That don't sound like what the hell, So they looked up, and the company had not only spoofed the email, all kind of stuff, they spoofed a fake website, and they also spoofed a fake secretary of the fake number that was like 1 digit off. They bought a number like 1 digit off of the title company number, and I'm like, holy crap, they went through a lot of work. But if you can get 50 grand from somebody like that, and it's just gone immediately, and basically FBI and everybody says, no, we can't touch it, it's gone forever, you'll never see that money again. it's worth it, I guess. If you're a thief, it's like, what the hell? So gotta figure that whole thing out there. I'd rather just write them a check for $325,000, and just let them deposit the check and move on. And if you lose the check, I'll put a stop payment on it, and then we'll issue another check. I don't care. But the whole wire transfer thing drives me crazy. So I dropped that off there, got that taken care of, headed back home. Everything went fine. Got here with the dog. We were chilling out and playing. He's such a goofy. He's just a puppy, and he's just such a goofy puppy. And we're having a good time and having so much fun with the whole thing. And then from there, basically the other dog got dropped off, and it was a dog named Zoe, and I thought it was a different Zoe, because I got two different Zoes, and they're both black. Lab mixes. One's a big, old, fat, lazy, super does nothing Zoe, and the other one is a young, thin puppy Zoe who is super hyper and plays a lot of stuff, but then gets scared almost instantly, and then like hides and gets a little nippy. So I was like, shit, I got the wrong dog. And they were supposed to be here much earlier than they were. And then I had to go do the home viewing for the inspection and stuff. And I was like, oh crap, this is not what I thought. Because I wanted to have time for the dogs to interact and stuff and so on and so forth. And I was like, the heck with it. And even this dog right here, he's a little bit ornery. He gets to playing a little too much. And then the other dogs get a little tired of me and stuff. And the play gets a little rougher than I want to have if I'm not right there watching them, kind of thing. So I was like, no big deal. We got them all taken care of. We got the dogs taken outside. Got everything all done, And then I basically separated Zoe out, so she was by herself, and she was perfectly happy. Her and Bruce were just chilling out there and stuff, and Hank being doing nothing. And then the rest of the dogs were fine. I took Marshall, which is this puppy right here. Yeah, him so damn cute. I took him with me to go do the home inspection, and it was awesome. Those fans running the truck and stuff, blah blah. Mom wanted to see the house, so I gave her a ride over there. She got to see the house and stuff also as well. Make sure she could, the shower's narrow and long, and I wanted to make sure she wasn't going to freak out about saying it's too claustrophobic and so on and so forth. So went ahead and got that figured out. She said that's fine. Did the inspection. My wife took the dog and my mother back home, dropped them all off. Everybody had a great time there. I hung around with the dogs, or with the home inspection with the guy and stuff. Went through the whole house, and we found a leak in the jacuzzi tub in the master, and it's from, it has to be like the drain part side or something, because it's clearly not a long-term leak. And the inspector even said, well, maybe it's from the utility sink, or maybe it's from the air conditioner and stuff. I said, I don't believe that's the case, because there's no damage. Like, there's no stains on the floors, there's no nothing. The walls aren't stained up and stuff. So this is something that happened. I asked the guy, I said, you guys use the jacuzzi tub? He goes, I don't think I've ever turned it on since I've been here. And he's been there 2 years. He goes, literally, I don't think we've ever used that jacuzzi tub, which is why I don't want a jacuzzi tub. But my wife seems to think that she does. So who knows with that. But yeah, it is what it is there. So I went ahead and basically I was like, okay, get a plumber out, get it checked out. And he goes, okay, I'll do it. So I gave him my number. He can call me directly instead of going to his agent going to my agent going back to me, and so on and so forth. Just give me a call when you know something, and go from there. Called a plumber out right away. The guy came, did a little inspection, looked around and stuff, and said that it was leaking from one of the jets, not the drain, which sadly I was hoping it was drain, because the drain, it's easy to pop. Just cut a hole in the bathroom by the toilet side, the wall there, and then just patch the drain up, put it back together, and we're all good to go. But if it's a jet, that tells me there's a problem. Is the fact that if one jet's that old and started leaking after 2 years of not being used, the rest are probably going to leak as well after 2 years not being used. So now it becomes, I need to throw it away and get a new whole tub. So the plumber estimated about $1,000 it was going to cost to replace that jet. By the time he cut into the wall, drywall it back up, and so on and so forth. And I said, why don't you take $1,000 off the top of the asking price, and we'll lower the price of the house $1,000 and go from there. So now I'm buying a house for $230 or $220 or $329 instead of $330,000. So, and for $2,000, I can have a really nice new tub put in, installed professionally by a pro, blah blah whatever, and I don't have to worry about it leaking again, and it's a brand new with warranty and so on and so forth. So that's what I think we're gonna do. We're just gonna basically get a new tub put in and say hell with it and all that good fun stuff. So we got that figured out. That was all done fairly quickly. That was all done by like 2. I think I knew that information. Hung around with the dogs. They came, picked up Zoe. They went out for like a group car ride. A bunch of people in their convertibles all went for a little joyride, carpool type thing, what do you want to call it. And they basically, he got back, picked the dog up, everything went good there. It was all fine and dandy. Hung out the rest of the day with the dogs. My wife got to feeling ill, not feeling great, so she canceled her chiropractic appointment and stuff. She actually left work early, came home. I went for my run, got my shower, and then the lady I was taking this dog back to here, she said she was going to urgent care. Her arm's really hurting again and stuff. She broke her arm, which is why I'm watching her dog to begin with. and whatnot, and then urgent care could take her. She needed a ride, and I said, I'll give you a ride. What do you want to do? And she wanted me to keep the dog. I said, I mean, food. We didn't bring any food with me and stuff because it's just daycare only thing. And she's like, okay, whatever, yada yada. So I was gonna just go drop the dog off in her apartment. Essentially, the door unlocked and whatnot, and then I was like, okay. And then she came. I said, I'll just keep him till late, and once urgent care is done, give me a text, or whatever, and let me know you're back, and then I'll bring him over. Then I'll keep him as late as I can. And she's like, okay, cool. And then she texts me a little later and says, hey, I'm back from urgent care. Told me not to go, to just go to the ER kind of thing and whatnot. I'm like, okay, shit. So then she didn't have a ride to ER and whatnot. And I'm like, I can give you a ride. And I'm like, well, I'll just head there this way right now, and then I'll get there and stuff. And if you need a ride, I can drop you off, kind of thing. Worst case scenario, if you need a ride back, I'll go pick you up again and bring you home. But somebody else can come pick you up, you know, because it might be hours at the ER because that shit sucks. So went ahead, and she's like, okay, cool. So I headed over there, get there, and her mother actually showed up to take her to the ER instead of the neighbors. I thought she had a neighbor that was taking her, but went ahead and basically got that all wrapped up, got it all done. Got the dog dropped off, headed back home, skipped dinner because I thought because she was in between the urgent care and the ER, I wanted to go there in case she needed a ride. So I skipped dinner, ended up back home. My wife didn't eat. I don't know if she ate it either because she wasn't feeling great. So she went ahead and held it, and she went to bed early. I went back outside to keep the dogs quiet outside so she could sleep better. Had myself another cigar, watched a little bit of TV, and then came in, tried to eat some peach cobbler my mom made. And it was made like a Bisquick mix, and it just tastes like raw Bisquick. It's like the Bisquick didn't get cooked through or something. It was really not very good. And then I had some Doritos, and that was my dinner. So wrapped it up, watched a little bit of TV in the bed. My wife tried to watch Little Golden Girls. She made it about 9 minutes, not even, and I realized she was snoring. So I changed her to something else because she likes watching Golden Girls. So I didn't want to watch it when she's sleeping. So other than that, pretty much same old, same old. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.